Hey guys, what is going on? This is Bird5, and today I just wanted to bring you a gameplay from my main account. I haven't brought a gameplay from my main account in a while. Honestly, I haven't been playing as much on my main account. I don't know, I have fun doing the pack and play, and I have a couple other accounts I like playing on as well. But anyways, yes, using my main account here, playing against I think this is a Korean guy. It was somewhat laggy, but it wasn't really that bad. I mean, you could hit well. And I start Verlander this game. He was pitching Arrieta. He had a pretty good team. He had most of like the new cards. I think he had Victor Martinez. He had the Teixeira, but he had a really good team. And this guy was a really good hitter. So I just want to start off by saying that. I mean, like, it was really hard just to get him out. And again, I'm pitching Verlander here. It just didn't go well, man. He had like all switch hitters and lefties. He was also starting the flashback Coco Crisp, which I don't see too often. Oh, and he also had the Jacoby. Here we hang a slider. I wouldn't even say I hung it. I threw it down and in. It was in the strike zone. He just, he just turned on it like, nothing, just with ease, and just hit it out and made it 1-0. So we go in the second here, and I'm facing Arrieta. And guys, I'll tell you what, I hate facing Arrieta. If somebody knows how to pitch with him, fortunately my opponent was not too great at pitching with him. He just kind of threw it randomly wherever, and he hung a lot of pitches over the middle of Arrieta. And Cespedes makes him pay basically with a fastball. I don't know if it was a sinker or just a four seam, but just down the middle. I don't even think I was on it like very precisely, but it was a green swing, and you can't be throwing pitches down the middle like that. So I make it 1-1. And yeah, guys, like I still think Arrieta is, like, for me, is the toughest pitcher to hit. And that's a good example just right there. Beltre, I felt like I got pretty good wood on that, and I feel like my timing is okay, man, but it just feels like you're hitting waterlogged baseballs when Arrieta's pitching. We go to the second. Again, I'm trying to, do something with Verlander. At this point, I'm thinking about selling the freaking card, man. Like, I think he's a good pitcher. It's just, I don't think I can use him against World Series caliber opponents when they all have switch hitters and lefties. And here, again, he gets a grounder to go through, which is unfortunate. Hits at, 10 more feet to the left. It's a double play ball. But it is what it is, and we got to go to our bullpen right away. If you just look at his lineup, I think he's got the flashback Cargo. He also has Carpenter. I mean, and he's got Corey Seager, so I had to bring in a lefty. Fortunately, I carry 4 lefties. You almost have to in the World Series division. At least 3 lefties, but I like to carry 4. I brought Chapman in right away. I knew he was going to bunt, so that's fine. He's going to get second and third, 1 out. But yeah, guys, I go to my bullpen right away in instances like this. I also switched the pitching view because I feel like I just wasn't pitching well with Chapman there, and he hit a pretty sharp ground ball. I may have been able to turn 2, but I just took the out at third. I'm not sure if that was the best play or not, so we do get 1 out, but he scores a run. But yeah, I like to go to my bullpen immediately because there's no point to conserve them. Some games I'll try to get my starters to go to complete game if I'm up by a lot. But if I need to go to my bullpen, I go to my best pitchers when I need them the most. And here, Chapman does get me out of a little bit, of a jam. He does give up a run. I think that was charged to Verlander, though. But I go to my bullpen, my best pitchers, when I'm in a jam early in the game, because I think those are the most important spots for your bullpen. I'm not a big believer of only saving your closer for the last 3 outs. I use the righty or lefty depending on the situation, and I use my best guys depending on who's up in their order and if they have a lot of runners on base or if they have a few runners on base. Here we leave Chapman in. We let off the inning with a double by Murphy, so Chapman does get the runner over. I could have double switched, but I decided not to because I wanted to keep Hosmer in the game. I could have double switched and put Fielder in. So we get that runner over to third, the tying run, and here I'm just contact swinging. I'll be honest, like, that sinker scares me, guys. I have a lot of weak pop-ups on it, but I just decided to contact swing, hit on top of it, and get a grounder of Ichiro. He was pretty much conceding the run at that point, so I wanted to make sure I get my run. And I was trying to work the count as much as I could. I was almost taking 2 strikes, 3 to 4 pitches, at least per AB, just trying to figure out this guy's pattern. And we get a nice little double there. Eventually, I started to adjust, and I tried to look more middle away with a lot of my left-handed and switch hitters. And here's a really good at-bat by A-Rod, guys, by the way. But yeah, I started to look more middle away, and I started to set more on like off-speed pitch a little bit because he wasn't challenging me too much later on in the game. He did a little bit early on, and I really had to tell myself to stay on that sinker and adjust my PCI accordingly. Down and away to lefties, I had to make that subtle adjustment because I was getting a lot of weak outs. But here's a really good at-bat with A-Rod. I pretty much, fell in the hole pretty early. 0-2, work back here to a full count, and he's trying everything he can to get me out. Fortunately, I don't think Arrieta's slider is too hard to lay off, so when they throw a slider away, I don't think it's too bad. But he left a slider down and in there, and I was kind of looking for a slider, and I got it to go up the middle. Got a little lucky, it went through, but we do go ahead and get the third run there to take an early lead. But that lead doesn't really mean anything against a really good hitting opponent. Here I made a really good pitch on Ellsbury, and he just gets it to go through. I just felt like when I made good pitches against this guy, no matter what, they were just going through in the first few innings. And you'll see here in this third inning, stuff starts to go bad. Here I sense he's gonna steal. I do a freaking slide step. I throw a dart down to second base, and I think that's Murphy just drops it. So that would have been 2 outs right there, and I would have had a good chance to get out of the inning. Here I try to sneak a fastball on the inner half, and he's going to go ahead and tie the game again. Actually, I take it back. No, he was a really smart play here. I thought maybe he'd go home. I should have hit my cutoff, but he went ahead and took second. So he had second and third, and the next guy walked. And then I get a 3-2 count to Carpenter, and I threw a perfect pitch in my opinion, and they called a ball. So he went ahead and tied it, and then the next batter. Yep, that's what happens, man. I swear in this game, like, if Murphy would have caught that at second, he would have been out, and then if that strike 3 would have been called on Carpenter, I wouldn't give up any of those runs. But that's baseball. It's a game of inches sometimes. Coco goes yard off Kenley Jansen, freaking grand slam, and yeah, it's not looking too good at this point. He's already made a really big impact on my bullpen, and it's only the third inning, and I'm already down 4 runs, and I have to face the pitcher I probably hate facing the most in this game. It also doesn't help he is a Cubs fan, but man, I've had games where I don't know. I feel like I get good swings on Arrieta, and stuff like that happens a lot. I don't know. It looks like a fastball coming in, and then it breaks away at the last second, and you're under it just like that. You saw the PCI there. But so I almost feel like I hit Arrieta better with my right-handed hitters. But it is a 6th inning. Actually, I can't even read that if it's 5th or 6th. But here, my whole game plan, guys, when I get behind, is to grind ABs. Grind ABs. Don't ever give up. Just grind ABs. You got to get comfortable hitting with 2 strikes if you want to get, in the World Series and be a competitive player. That is my whole philosophy, guys. Like, I don't even believe you have to be the best hitter. You just have to be able to grind ABs, see pitches. I got to Arrieta, here we go. I sit on a fastball middle in, make him pay. But if you take pitches and mix it up, they're not going to know what you're setting on. You're going to eat up their pitch count. If you get to their bullpen early, I mean, you can just do a lot of amazing things by just grinding ABs, and that's the motto that I always follow. So we do cut in the lead a little bit, 7-4. Edmonds has another nice AB, so we're starting to get a little bit of rally, and thank goodness, because, like I said, I hate facing Arrieta. So he went ahead and went to Tony Watson, and I'm glad he went to Tony Watson. Here, we got a grounder just to go through. A little bit lucky there. That could have been a double play. I hit into a couple double plays early on in this game, so thankfully that went through, and I got the tying run to come up. It was Hosmer. He went to a lefty. He went to Chris Sale, so I decided to go ahead and pinch hit my boy Hanley Ramirez, one of my favorite players off the bench, him and Zobrist. So, as expected, he wasn't going to leave the lefty in, so I pretty much made him waste Tony Watson for just 1 batter, and he goes to Carter Capps. Now, I'm really comfortable hitting Carter Capps. It's pretty much guess fastball or breaking ball. Just sit on one or the other. And I'm sitting on a fastball, dead red. I'm looking middle in. See my PCI there, and bam, I got it down and in, and Hanley just smoked it. Tie game. So we grinded ABs. We got to the bullpen. And we finally got that 1 big hit to tie the game up. So, but it's not over yet. Here, I don't even know who was pitching there. It might have been Betances. It looked like a breaking ball away. Actually, no, that was still Capps. I think that was a curveball. No, it was a slider away, and Murphy just, I don't even know how he did that. He just almost pulled off of it and went to dead center. So, and here we go, lefty on lefty. I pinched hit fielder. And then he took out Capps and brought in Chapman, but I don't care. I love hitting lefty on lefty. He tries to throw a fastball in middle in, and I crush it, pretty much sitting on it, even with 2 strikes. And that's another thing, guys. I noticed a lot of people. By the way, this is a really good AB, but this is pretty much every AB of this game right here, guys. I bring in Wainwright, who, by the way, I love out of the bullpen. But watch this guy. Watch this guy's AB. I mean, every freaking batter he was like this. He had a really good eye. He would hardly ever swing first pitch, and he was just a pain in my ass to get out. So yeah, try to throw a curveball down here. Boom, 3-1. Like, I was falling behind almost every single count. It was just ridiculous. But we are up 9-7 at this point. So I was a little worried early on, especially facing Arrieta. But I knew this game wasn't over yet. I was still pretty concerned. I was like, damn, this guy can hit, and my bullpen is already getting pretty low out there. I only have a couple guys left. So I knew Wainwright had to give me a couple good innings here. I threw a perfect pitch down or high and away, more like middle away, because I figured he would pull off of it, and he got just a nice hit to left field. And then here we got a change up away, got him to out in front a little bit, trying to pull it, and we got a weak fly ball to center. But man, this guy, he made you work every AB. A really good player. I was surprised he wasn't ranked a little higher. I figured he'd be in the World Series, but I think he was in the 1900s. And here we do get out of the inning. So Wainwright, the bullpen honestly did a really good job. Besides, I guess Jansen didn't do a great job, but I feel like he got kind of hosed on one call. And here he brings in Betances, and guys, I feel like Betances is still pretty easy to hit. Just pretty much fat, like everything's gonna break in towards you, and I sit on a cutter and I get it. Like I didn't square it up perfect, but a creative guy, you have a lot of room for leeway. And then next inning we throw a fastball down and in Wainwright, and he just jacks it like nothing. I think that's a problem with this game, guys. Like, I think there's just way too many dang home runs. I know it's DD, a lot of stacked teams out there, and I know it's built around power, but even like last year, I felt like it was a better balance. This year, as we get him swing and miss there on a curveball, Wainwright's doing a pretty good job for me. This year, I feel like there's just too many freaking home runs, and the scoring is too reliant on big innings, 3-run homers, 2-run homers, whatever. I just feel like the scoring is too reliant on home runs, period. I feel like there's not enough clean singles. I feel like there's too many lineouts in this game. I feel like the trajectory, and we get another freaking borderline call that goes against us, and that really pissed me off at that point. But here we have, we brought in Arrieta, by the way, and this is our last right-handed pitcher. Getting a swing and miss on the slider. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Like, I really think there's too many home runs, and they need to somehow make it more like real baseball. I know it's Diamond Dynasty, but even when I play like franchise or online rated, I still feel like there's way too many home runs. So I mean, you can't tell me that there's not too many home runs this year. Like I think they really need to fix it. They need to make more line drives go through. I feel like sometimes it just magnets toward infielders and it hangs up too high for outfielders to catch. Like there'll be times where you hit it so hard, 110 miles an hour, be 5 feet off the ground for 250 feet, and the outfielder will just catch it out his toes. Like you hardly ever see that in real baseball. And here we get him to pop up. This was a huge AB, by the way. I don't know if you guys were paying attention there, but we got his created player to pop up, and it's 10-8. So still a really close game. We're going to go to the 9th here, still going to the Rara. He did a really good job for me, and I think he just missed this. I really couldn't get a grasp for this guy's tendencies at the plate. I just feel fortunate winning this game because I felt like he had me off balance with his hitting approaches. Like he would mix it up so well. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, if you take pitches and you're selectively aggressive, your opponent is going to be off guard to what to throw you. If you just swing early every game, all game, that's easy to pitch to. If you got a late bat every game, all game, it's easy to pitch to. We get the big strikeout there, though, on the fastball. Froze him. So we got one more out to get. He's got Mookie Betts up. And I just want to show you guys this final sequence of pitches. This is, again, like pretty much every pitch was just pressure filled, and this guy really made me think, how can I get him out? What's he looking for in this count? So I mean, this is a typical World Series. I guess he wasn't in the World Series yet, but this is like a typical high-rated, high competitive game. If you guys are curious, if you haven't got ranked this high yet, I mean, you got to have a good bullpen. You got to be able to grind ABs, and you got to be able to come back pretty consistently. Like you're gonna fall behind to a lot of players. It's just going to happen. There's just a lot of home runs hit. A lot of people play at smaller ballparks, but we do get them to a 2-2 count, and we're trying to find a way to put them. Like we're just trying to find a way to put them away. And going through this video, I think maybe the only weakness was some of the high pitches. He seemed to not be able to hit as well. Like he turned on them, but he didn't get the PCI up there. It felt like, but we get him to a 3-2 count. I pretty much just threw him a fastball down the middle here and got him out. Sometimes that's the best pitch to get really good hitters out. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to throw middle in. But we do come away with a win, and that's his rating. He was 19-28 at the time. So yeah, it scared me a little bit, but it was a really good competitive game, a good comeback. And guys, just never give up, never quit out games. You never know, and you can always learn a thing or two when you face good opponents and you don't quit. So the motto is just don't quit, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and sub. This is Car number 5 signing out. Peace.